name of this workout today, MixFit number 592, is called Strength in Numbers. So what you may have thought when you saw or heard strength in numbers is, how much do we need to lift? How heavy do we need to go? But strength in numbers takes on a whole new meaning when you see my work, our work. These are workouts that I've programmed throughout probably 10-year time frame. So what we want to do is just demonstrate that you don't need this heavy intensity every single day. And we're going to show the workout today. Our motto here is F greater than I. Frequency is greater than intensity. And as we go through these workouts, on every single page, going back to 2000, I programmed every single workout and they all came down to this. By the way, these are hundreds, if not thousands of workouts, just doing these basics 3 days a week, 4 days a week, depending on what it is we're going to do. I like strength training. That's the basis of the foundation of what I do. Everything I do stems around the strength. I believe having muscle on your body is just great metabolically. It keeps me strong, keeps me active. My workouts are falling on the ground, but what can we say? These basic principles of movement.
Why don't you pause for 1 second to get it, because it's going to blow away.
Nah, it's fine. Just let it go. It's only my life's work. By the way, this stopped probably about 7 years ago, only because I started doing everything online and spreadsheets and everything. So the basic properties of movement is what we're going to be focusing on, is what I want you to try to understand as we're moving forward with our workouts. You may see a lot of content and movements and all kinds of weird things, but I want you to understand everything stems around these movements right here. I've been training since I was age 14, and if you look through the workouts and all the work I've done, they always came back to these 1, 2, 3, 4 of the main 5,
45
6,
years.
7 things. Shh, it's our secret. How many years?
45.
45 years strength training, plus it allows me to do all the other things I like to do: run, bike, swim, tennis, golf.
That is very frequent.
It is very frequent. Frequent over intensity. I've never been a heavy lifter. It's just the frequency of having that habit of working out 3 days a week. So we're going to just sit here for a second before we start the workout, just so you understand. So these are the basic movements that I've always programmed and have always programmed. A pushing exercise is broken down into horizontal pushing and vertical pushing. A horizontal pushing, if I'm lying down, would be a bench press. A vertical pushing would be a shoulder press. Hence, a vertical press is very important when you're in, let's just say when we're back on airplanes, you want to get your luggage overhead, that's a vertical push. A horizontal push would be out like that. So a pushing. Pulling would be a row pulling something towards you. That would be a horizontal pull. Or a vertical pull, pulling something down, or holding something and bringing it down to you, or doing a pull-up. Hinge would be a deadlift or a swing. So if I'm picking up this piece of paper, it's not very heavy, but I have to hinge my hips and use my legs.
Well, that's a squat.
To pick something up. That's a hinge. Picking something up from the ground is a hinge. You want to pick up something, you want to pick up a child from the ground, you want to pick up a chair, anything, there's a proper form to it. Squat, you want to squat down, talk to somebody, instead of using your back, squatting. So these are the primary movements that 99.9% of the workouts are geared to. We also have rotation, twisting and turning, gait, walking or running, and lunging, just coming down like this. The first workout we're going to do, which I'm going to film Jody doing, we're going to do the push-pull-hinge-squat. That's it. 2 times through. You can use any piece of apparatus you want. Dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells. But we're going to proceed as my workouts fly away. So I'm going to now take the camera.
Pick up the stuff first.
Okay. So we're going to start Jody on this Basu.
Rich,
What?
pick up all that stuff first. It's blowing around.
All right. There we go. All right, so we have all of our workouts back. The first thing we're gonna have Jody do is a horizontal push. She's gonna lie here either flat or with her hips down. and straight up. What else?
I was gonna say, why don't we just start?
We are. I just wanted to demonstrate the first thing.
I'll be doing it.
Go ahead. Benjamin, what's happening? How you doing? A lot of people are back in the gym. This is for you guys and ladies who are still at home, even if you want to continue working out at home. So, I don't want to try to get the sun here. Let's go around this way. So give me some key elements. So what you feeling now? Pain. All right, so I'm cueing here. She has her hips down. Her arms are 10. That's 10. We'll do 5 more. Her arms are at a 90-degree angle on the down, and then she pushes up and she exhale. Deep breath in on the way down, exhale on the way up. She's not locking out, or she shouldn't be locking out her elbows on the way up. Very simple horizontal push.
2 sets?
She's going to do 2 sets. How's that weight for you? Good. The options here are hips down or hips lateral. Hips straight. Ready? Go. Deep breath in, and the weights are coming up. Exhale. Good. You want to choose a weight that's not too heavy, that you feel comfortable using. And it doesn't have to be a quote-unquote weightlifting piece of equipment. You could use water bottles. You could do luggage. Whatever it is you have around the house, perfectly acceptable to use. So this is great for the shoulders, the back of the arms, the chest, even your ribs. I mean, it gives you a great stretch on the down. Where are you at, El?
15.
Good. So that was the upper body movement. That was our horizontal push. Now I want you to do a lower body exercise. Start with the hinge. Let's see a deadlift. Picking stuff up from the ground.
So like a straight leg deadlift?
You could do a straight, we'll show a variation. How about the first set you do a standard deadlift, and the second set you do a straight leg deadlift. You could use 1 dumbbell if you want. Okay, stop in the down position. If you'll notice, her back is straight, her hips are flexed, and she just stands straight up and exhales. Good. So this is picking anything up off the ground. Next, we're going to demonstrate her picking up that piece of paper off the ground. Deep breath in, exhale. Great for the butt, the back, the legs, the arms, the shoulders, the back, everything. This is a great back exercise, by the way. Where you at?
12.
There are many variations of each of these exercises. That's enough. That's enough. Now I want you to deadlift that piece of paper. What's wrong?
The weight.
You got to deadlift that piece of paper, Al.
Oh, much easier said.
Ready? So she's going to use her legs, never her back. Just bend down, pick it up.
You want me doing like a bunch of times this? Or?
No, I just wanted you to pick up the paper.
Oh. Okay.
That's it.
I get it.
No ulterior motive there. So that's a standard deadlift. Next she's going to do what's called a straight leg deadlift. But you want to make sure you keep a slight bend in your knees to prevent hyperextension. This will focus a little bit more on the back of the legs, the hamstrings, a little bit more of the glutes. So she's going to bend her knees slightly, keep her back flat, bend from the hips, exhale and breathe. Beautiful. Offers great flexibility, great strength. What we're doing in all this is providing you a well-rounded strength training program that you can do year-round. Again, I've been doing these same exercises since I was 14, which is years ago. Beautiful. So this is our second set. The first was a standard deadlift. This is a straight leg deadlift, and when we do a more ballistic workout, which is probably in about another 10 minutes, you're going to see a sumo deadlift, and we're going to combine movements. These are just standard what's called compound movements, meaning multiple joints are moving at once. There's also isolation movements, which I don't think we'll do today. So let's go back to the upper body now. We did our upper body horizontal. We did our hinge. Now you can do your upper body push. So you can do shoulder press. Again, reaching something overhead. This is great for the shoulders, great for the arms, great for the great for the triceps again. My workouts are going all over the place here. Okay, ready, Al? Yeah, always start with comfortable. You can always work your way up. Try not to start too heavy. You don't want to injure yourself. Thank goodness in all these years of working out. Why don't you face me? There you go. Thank you. So again, just like with the chest press, the arms are coming to a 90-degree angle. She's not bringing them much lower. Her upper arm's not coming much lower than her shoulders. We want to keep that nice and steady. You don't want to put too much strain on the shoulders. So deep breath in on the way down with a little pause, exhaling without locking her elbows out.
What am I doing?
How many did you do? That's perfect. 12 is a good number. You'll rest slightly, and then you can do that again. So the second set, you can choose to go higher, you can go lower. There's many tricks and variations you could do. But again, this is all, you do nothing but these for these decades, and you're gonna look like that. All right, now let's go. Second set. You gonna go heavier?
Yep.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. Face me. Deep breath in. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure you keep a nice, tight frame. I'm going to do something that
No.
she may have.
No.
She may. Typically when I'm training somebody, I like to make sure their core is nice and strong. So you want to keep the legs firm, slight bend in the knees, stomach tight, glutes tight, everything just sort of locked in.
I stopped with less reps because I felt myself using my back.
Okay, good. So what you don't want to do, and we'll come over this side, is you want to make sure you're not overarching. So can you turn on an angle a little bit so you can just see regular? Show me a regular. See if I can get it. Can you tighten your shirt a little bit? There you go. So when you're lifting, especially when you're going, actually anytime, but when you're going overhead,
Your torso should be aligned. Your spine should be stable and controlled. And if some people, when they lift too heavy, do this.
make sure you do not do that.
So when you lift, you should not do that.
Yeah, those people going for the, and I'm the first to tell you, I'm guilty of that time to time. Sometimes your ego gets in the way, but when you're lifting heavy
You
items,
want to keep your, like, as if your torso is a cylinder. You want to keep it contained. You don't want to bend the back.
words of wisdom. So now we go back to the lower body. So we've been going upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. Second one, you're going to do a squat. What type of squat? There are many variations. You could do a goblet squat. You could do a shoulder hanging squat. So she's going to choose to do a goblet squat. All it
I was
means.
going to do whatever. I was going to show different squats for you.
Okay, good.
Whatever you
So,
say.
so let's start with goblet squats. So her legs are out a little wider than hip distance. Toes pointed out a little bit because you can groove the hips a little bit better, get down a little bit deeper. She's going to sink her hips back and down. I want a side view of this. Can you turn to the side because I get too much glare? So the hips come back and down. She pauses at the bottom. She comes to either parallel or maybe just beyond. And what you don't want to happen is you want to make sure that your hips are not turning over. Show them what it's like when you round the back and you bring the hips down. That's it. See how she lost a little bit of the arch in that lower back. So you want to come to just parallel and just stand right up. And you can hold any item under your chin if you like.
Drive through the heels.
Drive through the heels, good words. And that's good for the legs, the butt, everything. The squat is known as the #1 exercise you could do because it affects the most amount of muscles.
You
If
can
you do-
rest in a squatted position.
That's a good rest. I wish I could do that. I'm jealous. All right, second set, what are you going to do? Show us a different type of squat. Show us a rack squat holding 2 dumbbells on your shoulders. If we had a bar, we'd do a back squat, a front squat, an overhead squat. There's something called a prisoner squat. There's a sumo squat, but just squat something. Legs out a little wider in shoulder distance, toes pointed out. Deep breath in, hips back and down. Exhale on the way up. Now the workout we're going to do after this, we're going to do it together, is called a thruster, which is a squat and then press overhead. So we're combining 2 exercises at once.
Significantly harder.
Yeah, way harder, and it really taxes you metabolically. Beautiful. Okay. Those are the basics. Push, pull, hinge, squat. So what we're going to do now is I just want to just show.
We didn't do pull.
We didn't do pull. You're right. So we're going to do because we don't have a pull-up bar here, we're going to do a back row. When you pull, you're working your back muscles, your latissimus dorsi, those big muscles in the back, as well as your biceps. Like pushing exercise, you'll feel in your triceps. Pulling, you'll feel in your biceps. I want to get nice and tight on this. See the arms? Good. And working the back muscles. Her back is nice and straight. The knees are bent, hips are back. Making sure she's not pushing through her neck. A lot of people you'll see strain through the neck. You want it nice and easy. Just doing a double dumbbell row. The second one you're going to do, Joe, I want you to do a single arm. And I want you a little bit more horizontal. So if you want, you can hold on to this table and I'll move.
It is.
Okay. So I want her angle to be on this one a little bit more horizontal to the ground. Little pause. And you want to make sure when you're doing this to keep the shoulder locked in. You don't want it to come out and hang out of the socket like that. That's a big no-no. So show again. Show that's out of the socket. Tuck it in and back up. Good. Again, mostly back muscles supporting biceps. Turn face the other way, please. Thank you. Okay. Bent knee, one leg back. And you could do this with a barbell, kettlebell, small children, cats, dogs. Breathe. Good. Exhale. Whenever you exert force or energy is when you should exhale. Deep breath in on the way down. Rest. Exhale. Pull. Power. Good. Nothing to it. Very good. Show a little bit of a rotation exercise. So, show a lumberjack.
With or without weight?
Very lightweight. Other movement types, because we want to make sure we work through all planes of motion. So if you need to rotate, pick something up behind you or in front of you. Let's do a little less dramatic. I want you to like pick the pocket. So start from your pocket. Face me, please. Up. Look at the hand on the way up. For golfers, this is great. It's like a golf swing, a tennis swing. Exhale on the way up. She's driving off of the heel and up on the toes. Beautiful. Other side.
Take some.
Good. And there's nothing to it. Just make sure you're working through different planes of motion. Just a couple more. And then I want you to show a lunge.
What
Good.
kind of lunge?
Just a regular standard, just
No
a
weight?
lunge. You don't need weight if you don't want to, because I want just the movement of the lunge.
So.
Face the fence, please, and go slow. So she's going to do a front lunge. Hang on. Sorry about the thumb. Take a step out. Hold the bottom position. So her knee and her shin are nearly perpendicular to the ground. Her back leg is straight and then bends. Back is straight, and do that again. Bend the knee. So take a step forward, bend the knee, and then push back. Good. Where do you feel it, El?
Lunges are like my nemesis exercise because I typically feel it in the front of my leg. So I'm working really hard to feel it in the glutes. So instead of normally you would push, actually it's a reverse lunge. If I did a reverse lunge, I would push off the back foot and I'd feel it all in the front quad. But I'm learning instead to pull yourself back up as if you don't even have a back leg.
Hey Joe, say hi to cousin Andrea. How are
you
things
really
in
have
Long
to-
Beach?
You really have to work to engage the glute.
See, the way I was taught and the way I feel it is, if I do a short positioned lunge, I feel it in the front of my legs and my quads. If I do a nice long lunge, then I feel it more in the posterior, in the hamstring, and the glutes.
You can alternate.
Good. So that concludes.
What's a gait?
The gait is just walking or running. So push, pull, hinge, squat, rotate, gait, lunge. Basically the first 1, 2, 3, 4, about the first 4 or 5 is what it's been in every workout, and here is proof of the pudding. So now we're going to just set up and we're going to do this workout, the two of us together. get the heart rate up. Here it is, MF2. MixFit number 2, which I programmed about 9 years ago. 15 thrusters, we'll show you what a thruster is. 15 sumo deadlift high pull. So we've done deadlifts, 12 of each, and then 9 of each. So I'm going to flip this camera around. Ready, Al?
Yep.
Okay, so we're flipped. I'm back.
That's so far.
Move this out of the way. All right. All right, everybody. So here's workout number 2. Thruster is a... We showed you what a squat is. Show you right in the camera. Thank you. It needs to be angled down a little bit more. Thruster. I'm going to stand in the squat position. Deep breath in, squatting down, and as I'm coming up and my hips are starting to strengthen, I use the momentum of the hips to drive the arms overhead. And it's all one motion. There's no break in the motion. So this is a thruster. So we're working upper body, lower body, and we're getting the heart racing. We do 15 of those, and then combine that with sumo deadlift high pull. So we showed you what a deadlift before. It's a hinging exercise. Sumo just means wide legs. I'm going to hold one dumbbell like this, hinge down into a sumo squat, and as I come up, I'm going to pull the dumbbell straight up, which is the high pull. So sumo squat, high pull, sumo deadlift, high pull. We do 15 of those, then 12, then 9, and then no mas. So who's ready?
Just those 2 exercises?
Just those 2 exercises. You ready? Come on, let's get that blood pumping. You ready? What you got?
15.
Right here, here's 15s.
No, I'm saying I don't know if I could do this for 15.
Sure you can. Of course you can. All right, anybody doing this at home? 15 thrusters. You ready, Al? I'm going to time this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Squat, press. Come on in camera a little bit more, please.
We're just going to hit each
Move
other.
a little to your left. Go.
It's 3.
Deep breath in, squat down. Exhale, up. If it gets too heavy, go for lighter weight. Where we at?
This is 15.
Good. Now sumo deadlift high pulls. You could use 2 dumbbells if you want. I'm going to use these orange ones. Sumo, wide legs. I'm deadlifting, coming up, and again using the momentum of my hips to drive the weight up. Right? So now we're pulling. It's another form of pulling. This would be a vertical pull. Hinge, pull. Hinge, pull. Elbows nice and high. Keep it close to the body. This is a nice vertical plane. Keep your back straight. Give a little pause top if you like. Where are we at, El?
This is 12.
Beautiful. 15?
Yep.
Beautiful. Good. Set number 1. Now we're going to go back. That took us under 2 minutes. Now we're going to go back and do 12 reps. We're going to keep the weight the same, unless you want to go heavier.
No.
How's everybody doing? Got a pull. All right, everybody, ready? Who's doing thrusters with us? This is set number 2, 12 reps of each. I'm keeping the same weight. Come on, camera out. I'll be behind you. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Up, go. I'll wait for you, go. Exhale. Back straight. Use the hips to propel the weight up. Beautiful. Sumo deadlift, high pull, set number 2. Let's get into it. Ready up. He's gone already. Here, can you move a little bit over your left, please? Thank you. 2,
4.
Yeah, you're ahead of me. The elbows come nice and high, sort of like a chicken wing.
12.
All right, one more. Good. Last set. So this workout's taking about under 4 minutes. This is when you just breathe, replenish if you're thirsty, drink your water. Ready? Third and final. Third and final. Here we go. Let's finish strong.
They're heavy.
You want to take these? These are 10s.
No way.
All right, I love it. Love the fight. Remember, frequency over intensity.
I think I'm doing intensity.
We're just doing
I
frequency
think I got
of
that
sets.
backwards.
We're just doing frequency of sets. All right, here we go. Everybody, who's with me? Deep breath in. Set up first and make sure everything's checked off okay. Deep breath. Exhale. Now I'm going to throw a little twist in mine. There's actually a name for this. It's called the Arnold press. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nine. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Sumo deadlift, high pull. Pluck a weed out of our brick pavers. Last one. 9. Beautiful. That's it. That's all for today. I want you to remember frequency over intensity. Do this for the long haul. Do your pushing exercises, your pulling, your hinging, your squatting, your twisting or rotating, gait, lunge. Do it all. Love y'all. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. See you next time. Bye-bye.